And we're talking law education. Now, Parliament is asking the General Legal Council to reopen the period for remarking of 2017-2018 exam scripts so students who failed can take advantage of it. The House is also asking the Ghana Law School to reduce the remarking fee from 3,000 cedis to 500 cedis so the students can apply for remarking. Well, these were part of the 5 recommendations by Parliament's Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee that was made after it was petitioned by the Student Representative Council of the Law School. These recommendations come after the SLC petitioned them about last month. Joseph Opoku Gakpo joins me on the line from Parliament so we can get a bit more on this information coming through. Hello, Joseph.
Hello, Gifty.
Can you take us through the recommendations, all of the recommendations that the committee made?
Sure. So the first one is to reduce the current market fee from 3,000 Ghana cedis to 500 Ghana cedis. Okay. And then there will be the reopening there is a suggestion for the reopening period for the remarking to enable students who could not apply for the remarking to do so. And also, the committee and Parliament as a whole is recommending that the school adopt off-site marking retreats to ensure speedy remarking of scripts. And then they are asking that there should be the making of all marking schemes and examiners' reports available to the students and also lecturers at the Ghana Law School. And then the final one is that the Independent Examination Council should consider holding supplementary examinations for all research candidates in the 2018 professional law course examination in a timely manner to ensure that successful candidates are enrolled in this particular year. Those were the 5 recommendations in connection with the failures that were seen in the 2017-2018 academic year. But the chairman of the Legal and Constitutional Affairs Committee indicated that there is a broad conversation ongoing on a bill that relates for Parliament. That's the Legal Profession Amendment Bill 2018 at the level of the committee. And so they received 2 separate proposals from both the lecturers of the Ghana Law School who have some ideas on reforms that should take place, and then a second proposal. So they are considering all of that, and they are confident that by the time that they are done approving the Legal Profession Amendment Bill 2018, a more comprehensive review of legal education will be seen, going forward.
So, Gakpo, I do have a copy of the document with me here at the moment, and perhaps momentarily we can take a look at it. But was there any opposition?
Not exactly, but some of the MPs, for example, asked that there should be a situation where, with the review of the legal profession, with the amendment bill that's before Parliament, there was demand that the document that currently before the House should be withdrawn and delayed, so that then all the suggestions that are coming up are incorporated that document before it's brought back to the House. One other MP, the MP from, Dr. Robert Kwanleb, who is the deputy ranking on the Health Committee, he contributed to this conversation. And for example, he was drawing attention to an observation in the report that there was a situation where a student wrote the examination and got a failed mark, something in the region of around 23%. And when a review was done, he got more than 70%. And in his view, this is a situation where you can safely conclude that the document, that the exam was not marked at all, and so there should be punitive sanctions against the officials on the Independent Examination Committee who marked that particular document. Those were some of the additional suggestions.
Very well. Thank you very much, Joseph Opoku Gakpo. And indeed, I do have students from the Ghana Law School here with me, and they'll help us have the conversation further. But Joseph, what else happened in Parliament today? Looks like I've lost Joseph Opoku Gakpo there. Well, let's just continue with the discussions here in studio. Emmanuel Kwabna Owusu Amwa is SRC president for the law school. He joins me now in studio. Emmanuel, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I take it your students are super excited about this development.
Yes, we are happy. We are happy that, first of all, we are grateful that Parliament met us. They heard our complaints. They didn't just take our complaints or just meet us. They also met the General Legal Council. They also met the lecturers, that's who from the academic board, including the Director of Legal Education. Then we made our presentation. Our presentation was probed
Oh, that was how it all happened in Parliament today?
No, not today.
Okay.
During the committee.
Before the committee.
Yes, so today, this is just the lane of the report of the committee. So they listen to us, they listen to the lecturers, they listen to council, and they came out with the report. So it's all inclusive, and we are happy. Generally, we are happy with.
You're generally happy. To what extent does it do the recommendations satisfy the demands that you had made earlier? You can take it one after the other if you're concerned with all of them.
One of the demands, one of the complaints we made was the cost of remarking.
The cost, yes.
Complaining that the cost of remarking was too high, and a lot of students, even after the 21-day period, were not able to afford. And by the report, it has been reduced. We also made...
So, and I'm asking about to what extent you're satisfied with the recommendation. So, for example, we're looking at 3,000 reduced to 500.
Yeah.
Is that...
Yeah, that's exactly what we asked for.
That's exactly what you
asked
for, to be reduced to 500.
Okay. And other things that we asked for, even though the extension, the reopening of the period, so that those who are not even able to pay initially will have the opportunity to apply for the
and at this point, how much are they going to pay? Are they going to pay 500 or 3,000?
Yeah, 500.
So for those who have paid 3,000 already, what's going to happen?
I think that is going to be refunded.
It's going to be refunded. you need to be sure. Is this something that was said as part? And I do have you've given me the report here, but I'm not able to go through it all of it at the moment. So, was it made clear at the presentation of this report that those who have already paid 3,000 will have to go for a refund of, say, 2,500?
No, honestly, that wasn't mentioned. But once we are being told that it's going to be reduced from 3,000 to 500, then definitely those who have paid already will definitely have to have a refund. I even asked one of the MPs and says definitely that should be.
Because what usually happens is that, when laws are passed, it doesn't take retrospective effect, and so that's where I'm coming from when I'm saying. Was it made clear? Are we sure of it? Because then this will also create another problem.
First of all, there's a directive, and also this is also has to procedure, and laws which are procedurally related to procedure, it can take retrospective effects. Okay,
if you say so. You are the law student, I'm not. If you say so, but we see how it goes, just so this doesn't create any more problems in the future. So two of the recommendations we've looked at. What about the other three?
Yes, and mind you, some of the things that were even mentioned on the floor of the House were not, there were some additions. For instance, the minority leader, in relation to questions falling out of the manual, even though it was discussed in the report, I think it wasn't part of the conclusion, and the minority leader made further recommendations that they should ensure that the investigations are done as soon as possible, and they should reflect in the final decision. Then I think another thing that is here.
Was there anything about the repeat policy?
The repeat policy, after when we also tried speaking to the chairperson, they didn't mention a repeat policy expressly. But the explanation that we're given is that because the repeat policy is already in the LI, it's already the law. Okay. They mentioned that the Act 32, the amendment of Act 32 is before the House. So they are going to ensure that in the review or in amending the Act,
they'll deal with it at that level.
Is going to be considered.
Okay, just like Joseph was saying.
Yes, but from what's transpired today and what is affecting us, unfortunately, it doesn't look like the repeat policy, the problems that we are facing with the repeat policy can be rectified immediately.
You think that will not happen?
That is one of the parts that we are not happy about.
You are not happy about. I see here late release of examination results. Were there any recommendations there as well?
Yes, I think it was discussed.
Okay.
Some of the issues discussed here.
It says the committee was informed by the law student and lecturers of the GSL that the IEC continued to release results late, with some as late as 2 days before enrollment. In view of the tensions and trepidations students go through as a result of the late release of results, the committee urges the IEC to ensure early marking and release of results at least 1 month prior to commencement of the mandatory internship. The committee therefore recommends to the IEC to consider adopting an off-site residential marking retreat to ensure speedy marking. So again, they've provided a time frame within which your results should be released to you. That's of course good news to you.
This was part of the conclusion, as part of the recommendations that the remarking should be done off-site. So it will be a conference marking where the markets will, all of them will be around, and they'll be marking the scripts.
Okay.
Because you know what delays is the fact that some markets will have to take it home, go about their normal activities, and then sometimes they are not able to meet the timelines.
Okay.
But if all the markets are together and marking at the same time, we are sure that we will be able to meet the timeline.
You did also have a major issue with the way that you're assessed. You say that different people are teaching you with some sort of different guidelines, and then you have different people who are marking or assessing your work as well. Was that part of the recommendations? Because I'm seeing here coordination between IEC and lecturers.
Yeah, so as I said, the lecturers and the independent examination body are to coordinate. I know some of the members of parliament even raise issues about there being an independent, why there should even be an independent examination committee at all at that level. But because all these are part of the LI, as they said, is going to be dealt with in the review of the statute.
Okay. So have you been here? Have you heard from your students? I mean, after this recommendation was approved?
You are speaking to, yes, we've been talking. We have
your platform. What do they say? What are the general sentiments?
Generally, the students are okay, but we want, because of some of what has happened in the past, we want to know how council also takes it and how council reacts to it. That is what we are looking for.
Okay.
So in as much as we are happy, because we've not even heard from council, and this directive has not even been sent to council. We are all fingers crossed waiting for how things are going to unfold.
So this is a directive. Does it mean that the General Legal Council can decide not to go by it?
I hope they don't. Because you see, Parliament is, and you see, it was unanimous. The decision by Parliament today was unanimous, both sides. And Parliament is a very credible organization. It's the second.
Well, of course, it's a lawmaking body for the
directive by the Speaker of Parliament. And the majority, minority, like this was a bipartisan decision, because they all see the need of the law school. Most of them, they are lawyers too, and they know the system that they went through and how bad the system is getting now and the problems associated with it and why it should be resolved as soon as possible. And they are representatives. So I don't think the General Legal Council will say they are not adopting the recommendations or the directive from the Speaker of Parliament.
Interesting. Well, this makes you happy. Unfortunately, we're unable to get the General Legal Council for their own perspective on this. They hardly ever speak to the media anyway, so we're unable to get them. But we'll see how this goes, and we'll be here to bring you the updates as and when we have it. Any final comments? Anything I haven't asked you want us to know?
Yeah, we are meeting the president on the 6th of May.
President Akufo-Addo.
Yes, President Akufo-Addo. We also want to take it from the perspective of legal education as a whole. This is just one part. This is what's happened this year. Last year, there were lots of challenges. With our entrance examination, there are so many challenges. For instance, we are 1,424 that rose entrance exam in 2017. Out of this number, only 524 gained admission into law school. Now, out of this number, as of now, only 64 have qualified or have passed to be called about. That's just about 3 or 4%.
But what do you want the president to do about that?
We want general reforms in legal education, and it shouldn't just be our views. A lot of people, some people are even of the view that there no longer should be the law school. The accreditation should be given to the faculties to run the professional system as done in other jurisdictions. But we think that the president's true policy direction, first of all, we want him to set up a commission of inquiry, which is going to inquire into the whole system, the problems that are in the system. It's also going to afford students, lecturers, other professors, and other people the opportunity to also come out with proposals. Then they look at best practices and select the best way that they think as a committee will think that, as a commission, will think that we'll be able to run legal education so we don't have all these problems. Because if just 64 out of 1,400 people, 524 people who have gone through about 4 years of legal education are being qualified to be called to the bar.
Well, you don't agree with the position that those who do not think this should be made any easier advance, that look, this is a profession where you really need you need people who have gone through the process, that rigorous process, that the rigor is necessary for such a profession. Oh, I mean, if you take somebody like the Chief Justice, she's one of those who say
Yes.
that this is the system.
Yes, but you see, their system to during their times were different. That system, the system that they passed through, was very rigorous. But it's a different system from ours, in that their system, it was just on the pass and fail basis. That's throughout. So their system, they didn't have they weren't writing entrance exams.
Okay.
And most of the senior lawyers in the system now, they weren't writing entrance exams, and they weren't going through some of the challenges that we have now. So these are challenges. For instance, if you write an exam and some of the questions come from outside the manual, you can't say that the system is being rigorous. No, this is actually I don't use the word unfair.
Yeah, I mean it does sound unfair. It does sound unfair that you do not teach me this and you assessing me based on that.
That is what you are facing.
Okay.
So it's comparing two different regimes altogether.
I see.
think that even if the things are corrected, the system will be rigorous enough, and we'll be able to have good lawyers.
You'll be able to have good lawyers. Indeed, we've said that, in fact, the last time we did a story about the legal aid, we were told that they had run out of lawyers. So hopefully this works out for you. So you're meeting the president in May, you say?
Yes.
Which date again?
On the 6th of May.
6th of May. And then what's next?
Yeah, so when we meet the president, we are going to discuss legal education as a whole. Also, definitely are going to discuss our issue.
Okay.
Are going to which in legal education as a whole, and other things that we think that needs the intervention of the president, and the president should, by policy direction, come up with. And to also do that, we are going to recommend, we are going to submit a petition to him and recommend that he sets up a commission of inquiry, something similar to what's a public commission of inquiry, something similar to what was done in the Ayawaso situation. Then they investigate thoroughly the problems that you are facing. Okay. Then they look for best practices and also proposals by students and by all other stakeholders to how to make legal education better. Legal education has run on the same framework for the past 60 years. All right.
Thank you very much for coming. And well, I don't know if I should say congratulations is in order to all those people who agitated for this. Emmanuel Kwabna Owusu Amwa is the SRC president for Ghana School of Law there. They've just had approval from Parliament about some petition that they sent, some recommendations that seems good to them. Thank you for coming once again.